So, casters.
Alright, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, perlawanan low bracket Navi Malaysia menentang Gaimin Gladiators dalam organisasikan round pertama.
This time around with someone different. It's Mirko. Mirko, how we doing, man?
Ni kalau kalah balik terus, tak cakap banyak. Assalamualaikum, jumpa di Malaysia.
And it starts here, Mr. Nisu Lafel.
You gonna pull the red?
I'm gonna pull the red bar.
Hey, we're jumping to the game, ladies and gentlemen. A crucial match for all the teams right now to move on forward. The losers will have to bow out of MWI 2025 here. Once again, we get a preview of this matchup that we saw just a couple days ago where Navi MY swept GG. We'll see if the fates can change here in game number 1 of this best of 3. Now, real quick, I would say, we have to look at the draft and Sean chunked down a little bit, but like Fasha Bunny said, this is one of her favorite heroes to be picked, and it's actually played really well for a lot of the teams here.
Dude, I mean, look at the compositions. I really like the Hilda. The Hilda pick, the Khalid pick, amazing last pick.
Oh, dia hantar Parsa di level 4 dulu dekat EXP, guys.
They just really need a frontliner. I think the Hylos fits in so well here. Just knowing the
Jadi
fact
Khalid yang akan main mid dulu.
The way that they want to enter towards the backline or dive towards the backline is kind of very honest, right? Having someone like the Hylos is great. Good cover. Then for the passive alone, Nicolette jumps over the puncture and the Thorn Rose
Utilize. Oh, Rina macam bahaya.
For the team is actually should be able to escape or to use a revitalize. Redmond goes back.
Oh, Hylos bisa ditumbangkan dengan mudah.
Nicolette unable to get a trade back. Knows how tanky the Hilda is.
This is why
Navi.
This is why a lot of people like the Hilda, man. I mean, the okay, she's got the quicksand guard. She's gonna be fine. But that's the thing. You're kind of surprised, and I feel like we've seen this a couple times already for MWI. Is that kind of burst, but then you get the concussive blast. As we take a look at the emblems here too, there's a lot of concussive blast actually coming out from Navi MY, man. Good tankiness that this lineup also provides, and that's something that Gaimin Gladiators are going to want to watch out for here.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like is the fact that the Hilda is placed on roam. I feel like the Hilda is a better matchup up against the CC as the Khalid can constantly just get pressure in the mid lane. But they swapped it out.
Ni pun dah ada counter kat ni, guys.
It will give them a bit more pressure, especially Turtle 1 just with the Raging Sandstorm. Rina opening it up, so Yorina Bush recalling. GG, just delay the turtle take.
Betul, dimulai kali Navi. PDS strike, lompatan daripada Khalid. Oh, nampaknya Syab jadi tumbangkan. Raymond juga nampaknya bakal ditumbangkan dengan mudah.
Oh, the work that they
Kemulaan yang kurang baik untuk Navi di bahagian turtle. Navi cukup damage tak, Pak? Cukup damage tak? Soalan yang bagus juga ni. Cukup damage ke tak? Macam kurang tapi cukup sustain lah.
And I think now when you see the Hylos, like Hylos in specific occasions, like you need that glorious pathway. You need to most likely have even the revitalize and some of these skirmishes here. And this is also, I would say, for Ashley specifically, a very comfort pick. Like this is one of her picks for the roam.
Absolutely.
Up top.
Kalau nak bagi cukup damage, Raymond menggunakan sprint melarikan diri. Rina masuk, ada Hani kat sini tapi tidak pergi kerana Parsa tiada ulti.
From Navi Malaysia. And Nisu, I gotta say, man, I gotta give props over to Midnight because I really like the CC pick as well. First pick, it's kind of risky, In a world where
tengok Khalid ni buat damage kan. Khalid kalau buat damage berkicap dia.
I love the CC pick right as he saw.
Mana yang kena libas dengan dia ni? Habis pakcik Arab ni. Melempang dia dekat negara pasir, padang pasir.
I mean, you can actually be quite aggressive on a CC. You have, especially when you have an vengeance available. Especially in the sense of this lineup that Navi MWI went with here. So something they want to work with, but I would say I think even the Airthils right now are
tidak berjaya mencuri pelubah.
I would say at least statistically Airthil just tends to be quite a menace, especially later on in the game.
Dalam petang ni, Pak. Dalam petang. Oh, ni menjadi teman dengan mudah.
Down, Nicolette finds the kill, instantly rotates back up top.
They're finding great pickoffs. Just with the fact that they have Hey, Hylos here. You see that? You see what Shaw just picked up?
Yeah.
Is that
Fafam dia boleh banyak. Raymond mengganggu Nestlog di sini. Nampaknya Raymond terlampau berada di dalam. Beri kill dapatkan oleh Gaimin Gladiators.
I think it's an odd choice to go for, but I'm guessing it's because she's up against a CC. She's gonna get shredded anyways, right?
Turtle yang kedua mudah juga didapatkan oleh
Just go
GG.
for it, I guess. Try to get that damage off if you can. There's gonna be a trade here. So objective, second turtle, now in the hands of GG.
Blue buff di Russo kayaknya berjaya mencuri. Wow, Navi. Apa yang sedang terjadi kepada Navi Malaysia?
Once Shaw's able to push in that turret. But
ada strike,
man, they're trying their best to respond to what GG's thrown at them, and really it's just they're kind of locked in. I would say this is a very different GG than what we saw in their previous matchup against Navi MWI.
Yeah, it was a stomp.
Kali damage item bah. Ni. Dia tu.
Dominated through, I would say both games.
Sabar tunggu 3 item ni siapa kena libas. Mesh atau marksman ke assassin kena ni kan damage dia. Melecak ke tiap.
And I really think it's because they finally found the solution to the problem, you know? Some of them were struggling without their comfort picks. Now, fantastic execution. Nicolette knows that Shah has gone for damage.
Menggunakan ulti nampak gayanya.
Zoned away and back to the point.
Permainan GG lebih baik daripada hari yang pertama menentang Navi.
We saw Panda do so well yesterday.
Golit berbeza 2800 dipegang oleh GG.
It's a little bit of the family buff that we got to see during the panel segment where again here for the support for Arya, but
Hani dikejar oleh
a lot
Lancelot.
of people are going to have their eyes on this matchup specifically. Nicolette kind of styling right now too. Very
Rina main jungle tank ibarat macam tak ada benda dah ni guys.
Another turret's going to fall. They got more space to work with. They're
Tak jumpa jalan tu.
position to set up for this next turtle coming up too. Arya on the hunt but won't catch Fafao. So this is the thing, man. We look at Navi MY. How do they stop this from getting it too out of hand? 3,000 gold isn't anything too crazy at this point. I would say even in a sense that with this lineup, they should still be relatively okay to contest, even later on with that first Lord when it does come up. But the biggest thing right now is just kind of not getting picked off. And I would say one of the biggest stuns that's happening here, or the biggest crowd controls that's being utilized is, again, this Hylos. Not only the stun that comes with it, but the glorious pathway. When that's dropped down, it's great initiation, but it's also good to peel for the entire team when you think about it. So,
alright, Teten mula kali Rina.
this is the last turtle.
Setelah pun di reset, adakah ini perang yang dicari? Rina menggunakan ulti mencari bahagian belakang tapi menerima damage agak banyak. Perfect turtle untuk GG. Rina ditumbangkan dengan mudah. Syah dibiarkan seorang diri. Semakin pudar harapan untuk Navi Malaysia game pertama untuk menangkan game ni guys.
And then Panda picking up a couple kills, plus she gets the Malefic Roar now. So, you know, on this Granger, like we've seen, that scaling is going to be really good. We're going to look at the instant replay here. This is, they go for the shot jumps in. Yeah, she goes in with a Raging Sandstorm, mind you, again, to set things up, but you see the glorious pathway.
Belakang kena zoning.
It's so good to just kind of cut off crucial points.
Aku rasa kalau dah macam ni kan, purposely Navi dia tak perlu maju ke depan sangat guys. Dia kutip siapa yang kat depan dulu tu. Jadi terpisah dia orang ni. Damage dealer kena zoning kat belakang. Berpecah. Lancelot tengah jadi pula. Hani ditumbangkan dengan mudah. Oh, ultimate daripada Cici. Mengikat dua. Raymond ditumbangkan. Fafa mangsa seterusnya. Double kill untuk Granger. 5-0 selesa Granger sekarang ni.
GG is out with vengeance, man. They're locked in. Everything is working out for
6,500 ni besar ni guys. Early game baru ni. Makin pudar harapan untuk game pertama guys.
You're gonna see there needs to be a lot of space covered here, especially for Fafao. She's very behind in terms of Panda, and like
nampak tak selesa.
Stacks are building up.
Arya got the orange buff, nice too.
Bakzia jungle.
I would say rare. We don't get to see this a lot, right? The fact that the Baksha is so far behind, but this is one of the biggest weaknesses for the Baksha. We've just seen Baksha terrorize early game and win out most early games. That's why we haven't seen this side of Baksha. But if you lose out in the early game, first few turtles, especially against a Lancelot, and your jungle starts getting invaded, this is the reality of the utility jungle.
Hanya untuk mengkill minion. Ultimate daripada Zetian. Oh, Hani ditumbangkan.
Man, tied up and slowed down. What do?
You don't do anything. You can't even fly away with the wings by wings from that. And as you mentioned, you know, the gap continues to build up. Sayori?
Sayori. Sangat low.
Go for this? Okay. She saw the low health bar and she's like, I can go and get the power of nature off here. But still, the turret's going to be worked on. Tier 2 in the mid lane will fall. And Lord is next on the objective list here. As GG makes their way up. And now the MWI is just struggling to find a moment. And like you mentioned, Miracle, a big part of that is Rina here. She's so behind.
Ada kontes guys.
What can you do?
8,000. Aku rasa Navi terciduk ni guys.
You're not really, you have to almost, in a sense, rely on the team at this point. Baksha is most likely just a
early aggression tak langsung gerak-gerak.
just try to find a moment where you can take the shots and hope
Banyak plot twist.
that Pavel can pop
Banyak
off.
ke?
She picks up a Berserker's Fury right now. So maybe, and if Hani quits getting destroyed because Hani's out of the picture and you lose a Farsa this early on in the fight, that feathered airstrike damage is
Tapi
gone.
gameplay
So you
GG
miss
much
a
better
big
than before guys.
puzzle.
Daripada game pertama guys. Hari pertama yang dia orang main.
Misplaced strong picks, I would say, coming in from Navi Malaysia. Again, I think for me the biggest
Lebih
point of
selesa
criticism
lah
would
kita
be
tengok.
the fact that they
Mungkin dah mula
picked up
dapat
the hill
adapt
that Khalid, but
lagi
they
satu
ate the hill
moral
later on.
boost support.
I thought the Khalid would have been
Lebih
again
tinggi sebab dah
wrong,
menang
as
kan
Hilda
match malam.
could still stand her
2-1
ground
sedangkan
all
Navi
against the
mungkin
CC, but now it's a big lord of
ada
the lane,
mental
and
block
after the
sikit
feather
kan.
airstrike instantly cancelled out. Nicola in the back with a throw, Rose.
Ani,
Oh,
Winter
it's
Crown.
away from the phantom execution
Slot
as
masih
Nicola
hidup.
gets away,
Licin.
but it was only a
Bawah
diversion for
dia
the rest of
pecah
the
kan.
team. The siege down below, base turret down below taken out. GG looking for more as they rotate up top. That's Natus landing two onto Fafao, taking her to half HP as Panda continues to throw out these shots. Mid lane base
Jadi
turret
dapatkan
next.
juga.
Still big waves in the mid lane, but Navi Malaysia they'll hold on, but GG will get 3.
Golik jauh guys, 10,000 tu.
It's exposed. Do they go for the fight?
Rina, shield unit.
Oh, Rina mudah ditumbangkan oleh Granger. Dah snowball lah damage dia dengan Sky Piercer stack. Crystal diberi fokus, Syah melompat menggunakan ulti. Tuan-tuan, adakah? Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, perlawanan pertama Gaming Gladiators berjaya mendapatkan 1-0. Nice try untuk Navi. Sama-sama kita saksikan game kedua sebentar saja lagi. Yang penting guys, jangan lupa like, comment, share bagi pendapat korang pasal game pertama. Yang paling penting jangan lupa subscribe guys. Let's go for our next game.